Right, let's move on to proper news, shall we?
Something else.
Yeah. Oh, now, yes. Bad news. Mr. Cameron has decided there should be a ban on internet pornography.
What are you going to do?
That means we will no longer be able to look at pictures like this.
Oh, wait a minute, is this wise?
He hasn't banned it yet. Have a look at this.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That is strong pornography.
It is.
And it's going to get banned. It's actually a one-off Lamborghini based on a Gallardo. It's called the Selfish.
It's not called the selfie.
It is. It's called the Egoista. It's Italian for selfish.
Is it?
Anyway, you won't be able to see that, and nor will you be able to see this.
Well, in what way is that pornography?
Well, it's orange.
What?
No, the thing is, and this is a true story, OK? A friend of mine has a website, OK? It has an orange backdrop. Now, in various offices and workplaces that have this porn filter on the internet, OK, orange is picked up as a skin tone, which, of course, it is in Cheshire, yeah? It's picked up and then... So it will just see that as a naked lady with a sort of vajazzle in the shape of a Renault badge. And then it won't let anyone see it.
So Mr. Cameron's porn filter is just going to stop us looking at things that are orange?
Yeah, David Dickinson's had it.
He's gone.
Listen, I think it's a bit more sophisticated than that. I think it looks for words and things as well, you know, on search engines. That's
So
how it's
certain
gonna work.
words?
Yeah, obviously.
Volvo.
Hey?
They've had it. Well, it's a bit close to...
Oh, I see it. So if it's not accurate...
What about Fuchs alloys?
No, you never get
Like you get
We're
on
going to be able
Porsche
to see a
911.
Fuchs alloy.
Bell helmet.
No.
Oh, look at them.
You know, we were doing the Africa special last year, and I got my BMW stuck on that termite mound thing, and I said, right, James, you reverse onto me and Hammond tug me off from behind. I said that.
Yeah. That won't be showing up on iPlayer.
No, Mr. Cameron, don't ban it. Now, the Royal Mail, as we know, often issues commemorative stamps. You know, they pick on a subject like woodpeckers or hats or diseases.
Diseases.
Anyway, they've decided to do a range of stamps based on classic British motoring cars. And I've got some of the ones they've done for you here. There's the Lotus Esprit. This isn't the actual size of the stamp, by the way.
Oh, I did wonder.
Just to be clear, this is a mock-up.
I see.
But anyway, they've got the Lotus Esprit, and they've got the Aston Martin DB5. And if you don't want your letter to get there, the MG.
Oh, God, look at that dismal little... Ford Anglia police car.
Now that is a Ford Anglia. That is the scariest thing I've ever done in however many years I've been testing cars. 25 years?
80.
Yeah, 80 years. 80 years was doing an emergency stop once in one of those. My dad lost his kneecaps in one of those. I don't mean lost them like, oh, where are they? They're under
I was
the...
going to say, they'll be under the seat.
No, he crashed it, and then they had to take his kneecaps out after crashing a Ford Anglia. And now they put it on a stamp.
Yeah,
That's more dreadful Heritage Britain nonsense, isn't it?
Oh, God, no, it gets worse. Look at that one.
That is the Archers as a postage stamp. Why don't they put something modern on it? You could put the McLaren on it, you could put the Bentley Mulsanne on it. That would be fantastic on a stamp. I mean, the French wouldn't do a stamp that had an old bloke on a bicycle and a stripy T-shirt with some onions for sale, would they? That's what
The Germans wouldn't do a stamp with a half-track just outside Warsaw.
No, exactly.
No, they really wouldn't. No, Joby, they definitely... No, they wouldn't do that.
No, they wouldn't, would they? Volvo news.
Yes.
Hooray.
They have launched a car which parks itself. And I don't mean you sit in it, OK? The idea is you pull up outside your office, get out, go into your office, it goes off, finds a space, I'm not making this up, and parks in it. The only problem is, OK, when you come out of your office, how do you know where it's parked?
What if it's had to park 3 streets away? Or what if it's just given up and gone home?
Well, it's...
Well, hang on, how does it know what the rules are? You know those signs that go with single yellow lines and those ones where there are 2 lines on the curb? They're complicated. Well, I mean, it's Swedish anyway, so it can't read it.
What worries me about this is the roads are going to be full of driverless, slightly panicky Volvos scurrying about. No, park here! Gonna park there! Where can I go? It's going to be terrifying.
It's the lampposts.
What?
All the lampposts are going to have missing Volvo pictures on them. He's only a year old and he's called Tiddles and he went off to find a parking space and I haven't seen him since. Is the best.
Well, I'm not backing down. It's the Bentley.
I'm not backing down. It is this Nissan.
James, sorry, mate. You are just wrong. The Nissan GT, it has a whiff of the Nürburgring. No, it's not just a whiff of the Nürburgring, it reeks of it. Your clothes will smell of it 6 weeks after you've been in it.
It's better than it smelling of Ryan Giggs' bathwater.
Mate, it's a Bentley. Think what that means.
I'll tell you what it means, Hammond. It means it is £66,000 more expensive than this.
Yes, because that's a Nissan. That's a Bentley.
Yeah, exactly. It's a Nissan, and when you strip everything off this Nissan, you find underneath a racing car. When you strip all the stuff off of that Bentley, underneath it is a VW.
If we strip all the stuff off you, we'd find underneath the same basic skeleton as you would find in a racing driver. But when we put it all back on as we must to make you James May, you're James May! That's the wrong car!
Yes, but Hammond, if we stripped everything off of you, we'd find the same skeleton that you have in a racing driver when he was a little boy. But when you put it all back together, you are still Richard Hammond.
You in that GTR is like you in those shoes. Ridiculous!
Says the man in the jacket woven out of 100% pure 1935.
That was designed very specifically for a purpose, to feel good on the ragged edge of performance. You're not going to do that.
You have a watch that can go to the moon. You're never going to go to the moon. They don't make moon boots in your size, but you like having that watch because it means it is a good watch, and it's the same with the car. You're just being a Thank you.
And you've got a like a baby one.
Gentlemen. The only thing I don't like about it is the name, ST. Why have they named it after a lady towel?
Now, the news. And the news is, you may have read about this recently, there are plans to open pubs in motorway service stations.
I don't get that.
I don't get it either, because as it's on a motorway, you're bound to be driving, which means you can only have one drink, and when it comes to drink, one is impossible.
Yeah, I guess.
Is it come on. Yeah.
What if you're the passenger?
Oh, I see, James. So I'm driving you, and as I fill up with petrol, you say I'm going to go and get a gin and tonic.
Yes.
Well, if you do that, you may as well prepare a sign that says Hammersmith on a bit of card, because when you come out, I'll have gone. Hey, now, we've got some important consumer news for everybody. When you go into a car showroom now, the salesman will try to sell you lots of electronic bits and bobs for your car. Here's our top gear, top tip. Don't bother with any of them, because they don't work, any of them.
Bluetooth.
Bluetooth
never works.
It doesn't. Hammond uses it, and it's like he's sitting at the bottom of a river.
Yeah, well, to be fair, sometimes I am.
Shall I tell you the thing that doesn't work most of all? Voice activation.
Oh, that's just a shouting match with...
No, because you're driving along, don't have to take your hands off the wheel. You go, call Richard Hammond.
Collapsing suspension.
It does. Oh, dear, it's misunderstood me. Call Richard Hammond.
Deflating tyre.
That's it. Reinflate tyres.
Reinflate tyre. Calling Richard Hammond.
It's just the problem is that in the olden days, or when it first came out, voice activation was just for the radio or for the satellite navigation, something. So now it's for every single feature on the car and in your life, and it has to understand every accent in all of Britain. So it's or Ockeye the new, and it's just all right, pet, and it just can't cope. So you're just driving along, your Radio 2.
Accessing bank account. Transferring funds. God, no, don't!
Hey, listen. Do you want an Audi A4, okay, that's much more expensive and harder to park?
Yes, I do.
Good news. Because this week, okay, we've received news that there's a new Audi A8, okay? It's designed by a man called Mick Dick. I've got the bump here, okay?
Was there anything interesting to tell us about it?
There's a back lip to that. No.
Well, what does it look like?
No idea. This is the picture they sent, okay?
It's under a cloth.
Yes.
And who's he?
That's Mick Dick.
Oh, that's him.
Yeah. Best friends, as it turns out, of Billy Willie.
Now, they work for Bob Knob, do they?
With Roger Todger.
They were going to get it designed by the Scottish car designer, Jacques Cock. Actually, there was something interesting in here, OK? There was, genuinely, right? Because what Audi has done is they've outlined what the A8 customer is, and they say he's highly affluent, an average income of $500,000 a year. He's 58 years old, highly educated, mostly married.
Mostly married.
What is that? What, so he's sort of married, I don't know, down to there? And this bit is separated?
Yeah, it says he's got a few children still in the household.
What, in the basement?
Yeah, he's a kidnapper, is what they're saying. Is anyone here who is 58 years old on $500,000?
Good news, ladies and gentlemen. Dacia has announced a special limited edition black version of the Duster.
No, hang on a minute. Black like a... I mean, I normally go great and then move on, but that's black like a Mercedes 6.2 V8.
No. It's literally black.
That's it.
I was going to say they've painted it black. Actually, they haven't painted it. They've done a wrap in a, you know, like a bin liner.
So there's a blue edition and a yellow edition.
And a white one,
Just a black.
It's just a black. That's a bit daft.
Yeah.
Oh, now, can I just say something? As we know, the heatwave ended spectacularly in Britain on Tuesday. Many storms. Got some pictures of the aftermath here. I'm not gloating, but call me Noah. I mean, this guy with his BMW, very proud of it, but at that moment he's thinking, I wish I had that hover van.
Yeah. We told you.
Hey, I've got some serious news. A lot of cars these days have got a sport button on them, OK? The idea is you push it and it makes everything more taut and more racy, OK? But I've long harboured a suspicion that it doesn't actually make the car go any faster. So last week we did a test. We've got a new Golf GTI down here, which incidentally is a brilliant, brilliant car.
Really good.
It's properly good. Anyway, got the Stig, put him in normal mode, sent him around the track, and he did a 129.6, OK? We then put it in sport, which beefed up the suspension and the front differential, and it made the steering heavier, and it quickened the throttle response, OK? In sport, 129.6.
What, exactly the same?
Exactly the same. We then put it in comfort mode, makes everything soft and gooey. 129.5.
Faster.
Faster.
That is confirmation that the sport button just makes the car more uncomfortable.
Yeah, it shouldn't say sport, it should just say worse.
Oh. I'm not actually that interested in pubs and motorway service stations. What really bothers me is, why do they sell trousers? Because I've never got halfway. Has anybody ever gone halfway through a motorway journey and they thought, I forgot my trousers? I better get these elasticated beige ones.
I don't understand why people even stop to eat at a motorway service station.
There is no car journey in Britain that could be so long that you would starve to death before you got sick.
That's my argument with the pub thing, is it's not that far to wait for a drink. You don't think, I'm so desperate, I'm going to pull over and have half a pint of shandy. Stupid.
I would.
Well, that's because you're a raving alcoholic, James.
Can I move it on?
We've got off topic.
Yeah, we have a